Barcelona La Liga leaders had asked the Spanish football authorities to postpone Sunday's game against Las Palmas, citing the unusual circumstances surrounding the referendum. But when the club's request was rejected by the Madrid-based Liga de Fútbol Profesional, Barca took the remarkable step of playing the top-flight fixture in an empty Nou Camp stadium.
We decided to play in an exceptional way, because what's happening today in Catalonia is exceptional. So we decided to protest playing with closed doors. We didn't want to suspend the game because we want to be in the competition, but the club, with the image of the stadium empty, want to make clear the lack of liberty that we had today. So we played an exceptional game for an exceptional situation like the one happening in Catalonia.
Spanish police attempted to shut down the polls, which led to violent clashes. The Catalonia regional government said over 800 people required medical attention. After the game, Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué was in tears. The Spain international threatened to quit the national team if his support for an independent vote became a problem.
No ha habido ningún acto de agresión.
I am and I feel Catalan, and today more than ever I am immensely proud of the people of Catalonia because they have behaved exemplary during these past 7 years. There wasn't a single act of aggression, and then the Spanish National Police and the Guardia Civil came along and did what they did. I think I can keep playing for the national team because there are many people in Spain in total disagreement of what took place here today in Catalonia. People who truly believe in democracy. Otherwise, I wouldn't join the team. But I can also tell you that if the coach or any people from the Spanish Football Federation think that I am a problem or a nuisance, I have no problem at all to step aside and leave the team before 2018.
The club usually takes a neutral stance on the topic of Catalan independence. But with hundreds of people injured and police blocking the ballot boxes, Barca have decided to make a stand. The club supports the process of independence rather than independence itself. Former Spain international and World Cup winner Javi Hernandez took to social media to support those who wanted to vote.
What's happening today in Catalonia is a shame. It is inadmissible that in a democratic country people can't vote. All my support to the people who are peacefully trying to exercise their right to vote.
Barcelona Football Club has and always will be seen as a national team for stateless people, and it may now become one of the major Catalan voices. The campaign for independence is not going away, and whilst the police may be able to silence the people for now, the authorities can't stop players like Piqué making a stand.
Well, our correspondent Francis Collings has been covering events in Barcelona all the weekend. He's there for us now. Francis, good to see you. It was a surreal sight, wasn't it, Sunday's game being played behind closed doors, that vast, empty stadium. Barcelona did request that the game was moved to the Saturday, so why wasn't it?
Well, it was an incredible day, as Lance was just saying. We were out early in the morning at polling stations. We then got caught up in some horrific police brutality with rubber bullets and batons being wielded on people who essentially had their hands in the air. They were either doing a sit-down protest or they were just sort of saying, look, you know, we're doing nothing. So the people here felt it very strongly, as indeed did the authorities at Football Club de Barcelona, and they wanted, as you say, game against Las Palmas postponed. Thank goodness it wasn't a game against Real Madrid. I imagine that would have been postponed. But can you imagine that cavernous cathedral of football, 100,000 people normally, and completely empty? I've seen the odd game behind closed doors. I'm sure you have as well. It is very odd. It is very weird. And I've got a feeling that may have exacerbated some of the feelings and statements we heard from people like Gerard Piqué.
Barca's motto, Francis, is more than a club. Can you just tell us, put it in context for us, what does this club represent for the people in that region in particular?
It always has represented Catalonia. If you think that a lot of the identity here is rooted around language, and then bear in mind that for 40 years, effectively, people couldn't speak Catalan openly and freely in their own city, in their own province. But at the Camp Nou, you could speak Catalan. If you go to a game there, I've been to quite a few, the Catalan flag is raised by everybody holding up a piece of paper in the stand. It makes an enormous flag. They play the anthem, and yes, that slogan, Més que un club, more than just a club, it is everywhere. It is the cathedral of Catalan identity, is where they come together. There is, of course, another club here, Espanyol, but they have nothing like the prominence of Barcelona. Barcelona itself, the football club, is happy to represent the Catalan identity and has embraced it many times in the past.
We saw in Lance's report a few moments ago from Gerard Piqué, of course, the defender. He was emotional. He was quite outspoken about the subject as well. What would the impact be if he did quit the national team over this issue?
Well, he's in a bit of a funny position because he's been whistled at and jeered by Spanish fans for 2 or 3 years. It all began in 2015 when Barcelona did the treble. That season, you may recall, Real Madrid were galloping away with the La Liga. They then lost to Atletico Madrid in Madrid, and then a few hours afterwards, they lost heavily, I think 4-0. Ronaldo tweeted a picture of having a party with a Colombian reggaeton star, Kevin Roldan. Piqué, at the end of that season, when Barcelona had cleaned up everything, thanked Real, thanked the Barcelona staff, but thanked this Colombian reggae star. That didn't go down too well with the Real fans, many of whom, of course, followed the national team. So he's had a bit of a troubled history. He accepts it. He's already spoken about quitting after the World Cup. He's on 91 caps, but the man has made it plain, not just this weekend, not just today, but for a long time, that he is a proud Catalan. And as he said, if it's too much trouble, I'll leave the team. But don't forget as well, he is a world-class defender. And the other point is that it's not mutually exclusive. There have been many people who are patriotic Catalans who've represented Spain. In fact, vast chunks of the team that won the World Cup in 2010, including his predecessor at the back, Carlos Puyol. He tried to retire once they brought him back. You can be Catalan, you can be Spanish, but these are very difficult times in this area.
And Spain back in action later this week. Be interesting to see what reaction Piqué gets. Francis, thank you very much.